And welcome to this episode of Jack and Tom Save the World. Of course, I'm Jack.
And I am Tom, of course.
Tom, you look tired.
I am. I'm very tired today.
You are very tired. Do you
Yes.
mind telling the audience why? Because it's good news. It's a good type of
It
tired.
is.
He's tired for a good reason.
It's very, very good news,
It's not just because he's a lazy bitch.
No. Well,
you are,
Yeah.
but you've moved away from...
but I haven't been this week.
No, well, half of the week.
Well, Thursday, Friday, I haven't been.
No.
The rest of the week, whatever. No, oh God, am I keeping you up?
Yes, you're keeping me up. But it's bloody 8 o'clock. It's my bedtime.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You go to bed at like 2 a.m.
That is not true.
Yeah.
I am usually in bed before midnight, at least.
Yeah, in bed, not asleep.
No, sleeping's hard, okay?
I know sleeping's hard. I've been having trouble with it, which is why I'm so tired.
But so why has this turned from good Tom news into let's attack Jack's sleeping pattern, something that he knows is bad? But we're gonna still focus away from the good news and talk about the bad news, apparently.
Because as we saw last week, I just like picking on you.
Yes, we know. We know this. Everyone that knows us knows this.
Yes.
You're the bully.
I am. Well, I mean...
You're the bully. I never bully you. I never bully you. How dare you assume that I bully you? It's just...
That's so wrong.
It's not wrong,
That's
it's right.
incredibly incorrect.
It's incredibly right.
But
But anyway, you're not going to share the good news. You're
I'm
just
gonna
going to keep procrastinating.
Okay, I'm going to share the... Shut the fuck up and let me announce my news. My exciting news is that, obviously you know, but a lot of people may not know, I started a new job this week.
Oh, that's where you've been going.
Yes, I've just been getting up at 7:30 in the morning and leaving for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were just driving around Adelaide
Yes.
to stay, like, I don't know, sane.
You know, just doing some Uber Eats driving every now and then.
Well, you did one load of Uber Eats and
I
then
did.
you stopped.
I literally did. I was unemployed for 2 months, and I signed up for Uber Eats, and they were like, well, if you do all of your driving by October 14, if you do 30 deliveries, you can get $500 bonus.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, sick, I'm going to do that. I did 4 deliveries, and I have never opened the app again. I don't know why. But no, it's good because I've started a job, a full-time job, working in a warehouse for a mobility services company. So I'm doing a lot of, warehouse work and...
Like father, like son.
Yes, exactly the same thing as my dad does. So shout out to Dad. But yeah, so I started that this week. It's been hard. I'm very tired. I've got a blister on the back of my right foot from my steel caps.
It's been hard, he says.
It has been. It's a draining job. It is actually the most physically active I've been in years.
That's sad.
It is.
That's very sad.
It's very sad because I do not exercise.
Yeah.
But neither do you. So...
I get walking done. I lift heavy things at work. That's a type of exercise. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I mean, I lift heavy things. I lift the weight of the podcast and make it better. So, yep.
Rude. See, you are the bully because that was completely unnecessary, and it just shows your insecurities. It just shows that. Because you're so insecure, you think you leverage this podcast. I disagree. I think we both leverage it. It's a shared.
Yeah, we're definitely
leverage.
We're not getting into insecurities because I will actually wreck you on that.
What do you mean, wreck me on that?
Exactly, we're not going to do it.
What?
We're not going to do it. We'll do it in our spare time. One thing we didn't do in our spare time, though, and I think the the listeners and the viewers will be a little bit upset about is, no, Jack and I did not indeed have our running race.
Because he knew that I would win and he didn't push for it.
I was actually incredibly busy.
Nah, that's what he always says.
I haven't been home very much.
That's what he always says. He always says, oh, I was busy.
I was busy.
Tom, why didn't you do the dishes? I was busy. Tom, why didn't you clean the house? I was busy.
Jack.
Tom, why didn't you do your laundry?
Hold on.
I was busy.
Can you just stop for 1 sec?
Yes.
Because last time I checked, you also live in this house.
Yes.
And there has been fuck all being done to clean this house.
Excuse you.
So you are... I am bullying you right now because you're being an asshole.
No, I disagree. I disagree. I do a lot around the house.
Okay, what have you done in the last week?
In the last week, I did the dishes.
Yeah.
I sweeped the floor.
Where?
The hallway.
So if I walk down to that hallway right now...
It's not clean because we don't own a vacuum currently.
But that's not... We do own a vacuum.
No, we don't. It's shit. It's broken.
It's not broken.
It doesn't work, okay?
It does work.
It does not.
You just don't try hard enough with it.
When you have a vacuum and you run vacuums over dust, it's supposed to suck up the dust. Ours does not do that.
Your vacuum does do that.
It does not. We
does.
need a new one.
Well, we may be getting a new one, but that's something that I'll talk to you about later because, you know, we might be getting a free new vacuum like the last one.
Why?
Which is kind of cool. Well, okay, fine, I'll tell you now. Because Abby, obviously my girlfriend Abby, her parents are throwing out a vacuum. They were just going to throw it out. It works perfectly well. They just don't need it anymore. And it's a Dyson. It's an old Dyson, but it still works.
Why are you saying Dyson like that?
A Dyson. Dyson.
What?
I don't know. I'm tired. I'm fucking...
We know you're tired and delirious.
I'm fucking delirious, okay?
We know. I know. Everyone knows. Because you look like you're high. That's how I know that you're tired. Because you just, yeah.
Elon Musk vibes.
Yeah. Just throw them up. Just fucking, yeah, boy.
Well, while we're talking
complete drivel.
Well, no. While we're still talking about our personal lives, I've got another little bit of news.
Do you?
Yes. I ordered some stickers.
Oh, for God's sake, not the bloody stickers.
I'm very, very impressed by these stickers.
I came home and our letterbox is just jammed open, and I'm like, the frickety frack? And I go there and there's this red bubble post thing.
Where I bought my stickers from.
And I'm just like, oh, of course.
And talking about that, let me show you my stickers. So I've got two. I'm gonna show Jack. That's one.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. It's the Lando Norris 4 from his F1 car. And this one I'm particularly proud of. I like this one a lot. It's Lando's car. Lando's car is going to be on my car. I am so... Like, I usually don't get this excited about shit, but stickers... Love stickers. Because for some of you that, or most of you that don't know, I've got a 2012 Mazda 3, and it's like a very... Shut up. It's a very nice car. I like driving it. Fuck you.
You said it like you wanted some applause, so I was just applauding
I
it.
literally was just telling everyone what car I have. But I do have one sticker on my car at the moment, which I'm still very proud of.
Yeah, the Rona sticker.
The Corona Extra sticker. So the beer brand, but it's got a little shucker on it. And it's cut, but it kind of looks like a Mickey Mouse hand doing a shucker.
It does, actually.
With Corona in the middle. So,
yeah, it's a weird sticker.
And I bought that at the height of COVID. So it really wasn't good timing. I ordered it, and then it came, and then I put it on my car, and I was like, shit, that probably wasn't the best idea. Oh, well, fuck it, whatever. So, yeah, I got new stickers. So, they're going to go on my car once I wash my car. So, that will probably be in about 6 weeks. Because I don't wash my car.
I would say 6 months.
Jack, look, to be completely honest, I'm not at all prepared for this podcast, so I don't have any news. Do you have news?
Yeah, Scott Morrison has officially announced that the international travel ban is being lifted by the end of November. So Aussies will be able to and from Australia again with
Just Aussies?
This is Australia.
Like, can Aussies...
okay,
so Aussies can leave and Aussies can come back.
As
So,
you would actually be very aware, is you worked for a contractor of the Department of Home Affairs. You'd know that during COVID, the international travel situation was really messy, even for Australians.
Yeah.
So I think from reading the article, they're removing I'm pretty sure, and you can correct me because you were telling me, and I think I've retained this information for whatever reason.
Yep.
If you were in Australia and you wanted to leave for whatever reason, if it was to... No, if you were just an Australian citizen, is what I'm talking about. If you were an international person that wanted to leave, I think it was up to the other country. Otherwise, if, say, you were British and you wanted to return to Britain, it was up to Britain to allow you to travel, which is, I'm pretty sure, the same situation we had in Australia. If you were overseas and you wanted to return to Australia, even as a citizen, you had to apply through the Department of Home Affairs, and you'd get your, I don't know, a piece of paper or whatever that would allow you to re-enter the country.
Yep.
And then I'm pretty sure if you wanted to leave the country as an Australian, if you had like a move that you were planning or a job that you needed to move for, or I'm pretty sure that's like, or family. I think those were like the two only reasons you could leave Australia.
There were more, but...
What, a job or family?
Well, there was job. There was starting new employment.
This sort of job.
Yes, I'm just explaining.
Okay.
Starting new employment, a job. There was compassionate family reasons.
Yep.
There was also for business. So, like, for business people, if they had interests overseas.
Yep.
Like public figures and things like that needed to travel or needed to come back.
Mm-hmm.
All those sorts of people. So, yeah, there was a lot more reasons on the exemption form.
So you had to apply to come back and you had to apply to leave as an Australian.
No.
No.
As an Australian citizen, you had to apply to leave the country.
Yep.
But you were actually allowed... So, when it first started, Australian citizens were still allowed to fly back without an exemption.
Yep, that changed, though?
Yeah, because they were coming to their home country.
But did that change?
That did change.
Right, so that's what's been removed.
Right.
Australians can now exit and enter Australia at the end of November freely, as long as, I think, to come back... Well, I think even to leave, you have to be double vaxxed. So, of course, if you're coming back, then you'll be double vaxxed.
Yeah. Unless you go to Thailand and get the 5G cut out of you.
Get the 5G cut out of you?
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't actually believe that the COVID vaccine gives you 5G. It's just an ongoing joke that Jack and I have between ourselves after we got vaxxed, because that's what anti-vaxxers were saying.
We could feel the 5G.
I could feel myself connecting to the internet.
It was a weird feeling.
It was.
Anyway, so
I felt very cyber.
You are going to be able to travel internationally again from Australia
if you're double vaxxed.
If you're double vaxxed.
Yeah, because we put a lot of emphasis on the double vaxxing last week.
And you're probably going to find, if you want to travel internationally, any country that's going to accept international visitors, just because Australia is now allowing Australians to get on an international flight for just as you would,
doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get into the country that you want to go to.
So exactly. So even if you're like, you don't have to present your vaccine card or passport at the airport to get on the plane. By the way, I'm pretty sure Qantas enforces that if you fly Qantas. So even if you're really against the vaccine and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to bloody Fiji.
No, you're not.
You're not. You need to get vaccinated to do these things.
Because I feel like if they're going to lift the international travel ban,
yes,
it should only be for double vaxxed people.
Oh, it is only for double vaxxed
So that's
people.
the thing. So if you jump on any plane that is leaving Australia to go to another country, you should have to present your COVID passport.
I think you do for the airline.
Yeah.
And then you have to present it at the other end as well.
Yeah.
For whatever country.
So that negates all of that previous 2 minutes that you're talking about.
I don't know, sometimes people get confused with the news.
Yeah. I mean, some people will probably still, unvaxxed people will probably still try. Because, you can't take my freedoms away and you shouldn't restrict me from traveling just because I don't want to get.
Well,
the
no,
vaccine.
they're now comparing it to Nazi Germany. The vaccine passport or the vaccine mandates where don't really exist. It's not mandated. You're not forced to take the vaccine. It's just there's consequences that come with your decision, which is the biggest against argument for that. Comparison. People that are like, oh, this is how it started in Nazi Germany, and I'm like, shut up. Actually, shut up, because this is nothing at all. You can't compare anything to Nazi Germany or the Holocaust. But it is its own terrible thing that happened, and nothing compares to it. That's the problem with the Holocaust. It was so terrible that nothing compares. That's the problem.
But I think
so. Stop comparing it.
I think what the really stupid thing about it is people are so shocked when and we saw
the video.
Yeah, we were watching a TikTok last night because we go on TikTok.
Was it a TikTok?
Yeah, it was a TikTok.
Oh no, I think it was posted on TikTok.
Well, yeah,
I don't think the original video was.
But we were watching it.
We watched it on TikTok
as a TikTok.
Yes.
And it was pretty much this guy was trying to. It was in New South Wales. This guy was trying to go into a coffee shop to get a coffee.
Yes. And
he wasn't vaccinated.
Well, no, he refused to present his vaccine information. So in the video, it actually didn't state whether or not he was vaxxed or not. That wasn't his argument.
I mean, fairly sure he would have been unvaccinated.
Sure, well, you can assume that. Sure.
No, because I think the thing was the way he was carrying on about it, about how because he kept carrying on, because they're only allowing double vaxxed people to,
as we said in the last episode,
to come, to have those freedoms. So if you're not double vaxxed, you don't get the same freedoms as the as the double vax people.
Exactly. And you got to prove that.
And you've got to prove it, which, if you're double vaxxed, if you've actually gone out and got both doses of your vaccine, why not just show them? Why not just be like, there you go. Oh, cool. What coffee would you like? I'd like a mocha with no coffee.
Yeah, all they want to see is your two, like here in South Australia, it's a card and they put a sticker on it each dose. They just put a sticker that says your batch number and the date that it was given to you, and they put that on the card.
But that's not the COVID passport.
For South Australia currently, that is what's going to be used as our COVID passport.
That's so weird.
So you can either use that or you can use the vaccine registry on Medicare. You can use either.
But the vaccine registry, once you get your second dose of the COVID vax and it goes through the system, it actually generates a COVID passport for you.
Yes, it does for Medicare, but you've also got your state one that's issued by the state.
Yeah.
So you've got your Medicare, you've got your Medicare proof, and you've got the one that the state's generating at the moment. The SA one is that physical piece of card that they put a sticker on that proves you've been vaccinated. So you've got your two.
Which no one is going to carry with
Well, you've got your digital and you've got your physical. Some people might not want to bother trying to get the Medicare app because it's rubbish.
Trying to do the one thing that's easier.
Well, New South Wales has two as well.
Yeah.
So New South Wales, you have as all Australians, when they get vaccinated, they'll get the Medicare one because that's automatically connected to your Medicare number, so it's automatically generated by the federal government.
Yeah.
But then New South Wales has the card that you get as you get vaccinated, and then they have an app which you can then upload that card to the app.
Yeah.
And you can use that too.
Okay.
So
anyway, going back to
you just got to present that. That's all you got to do is you got to show one of those three if you're in New South Wales. That literally just shows that you've been double vaccinated.
Okay. So going back to that guy, which we've got majorly sidetracked on.
Sure.
So he was complaining about because the business wasn't going to serve him because he wasn't double vaxxed.
Yeah, he walked in.
He walked in.
And then they asked him as he was walking in.
Yeah.
Do you have your vaccine card or your vaccine passport, your proof of vaccination?
Yeah.
And he started yelling about it.
Yeah, and he carried on like a headless chook.
Yeah. And what right do you have to ask for my medical history?
Every right.
It's literally the right they've been given by the state government to ask for proof of vaccination.
Yeah, like it's not like masks.
No.
Where if you go into a store and they say, "Can you please wear a mask?" and you say no, then they can't they can stop you from entering.
Yes.
They can prohibit entry.
Yes.
But it's not actually legally enforceable.
No, it's not legally enforceable by the store.
No.
It is legally enforceable
By the police.
By the police. If you walk into a store and they're like, "Can you please put on a mask?" and you flat out refuse, like, because I work in retail, they're actually, you just have to go, "Oh, okay," and they can walk through the store. But if a cop comes into that store and catches you, they can fine you.
Yeah.
And we have seen cops come into our store because we live next to an ambulance depot, and we're just in the middle of Glen Osmond and Fullerton Road, so we get cops that stop by, and we've had cops that have come to get coffee and have gone up to unmasked people and go, "Hey mate, where's your mask?" And either that person goes, "Oh, whoops, I forgot," and they put it on and the cop walks around, or they cause a little bit of a scene. But we haven't had anyone like arrested or fined in the store yet.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, but this is a directive from the state government that they're able, like the business owners have been provided that you can only supply these services to
double vax
people, which is a part of the state reopening. If you want the state to reopen, if you want all your freedoms back, then get double vax. Like, it's not that fucking difficult.
And if you're not double vax, then you have to suffer the consequences.
Exactly.
It's a choice.
It is a choice. It's like
You suffer consequences with your choice. And I hear so many people, even at work, complain, "Oh, we're being forced to have a medical procedure done that you don't agree with." And every time I have to bite my tongue because I don't want to get into it at work. And I'm like, "But you're not being forced. You have a choice."
Exactly.
It's just you don't like the consequences of you making that choice.
Yeah.
Like, if your job requires you to get vaccinated and you don't get vaccinated, so you get let go from your job, you're gonna complain, and it just infuriates me.
Yeah.
Because the vaccine is safe.
Yeah.
It's safe, guys.
Like,
just because there's some side effects, like every minute. Did you know, Tom? And I'll say this as it comes with the side effects discussion about this vaccine. Do you know if you take too much Panadol, you'll die?
Yeah.
Do you know if you drink too much water, you'll die?
Do you know if you take too many multivitamins, you'll die?
Probably. Well, you might kill your kidneys.
You'd have to take a lot.
You'd have to take you might kill your kidneys before you die if you take too many multivitamins.
But then, if you believe, "Oh, well, I've got kidney failure, I have to go on dialysis. I don't want to, actually." Well, that's fine. You don't have to.
You
but
don't
the
have to, but the consequence is you're gonna die. This is
like,
it is non-compulsory. It is a choice, but there are things attached to that choice.
consequences.
There are consequences. It's the way the world works. Grow up, get vaccinated.
But one thing that he said that I think struck both of us was that he was saying that it was like segregation.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't even the Nazi Germany argument,
No,
which I've heard from some anti-COVID vax people.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm not allowed to call them anti-vaxxers because they're usually pro other vaccines, like the MMR and DTaP and hepatitis. It's just this vaccine that they don't like. So you can't call them anti-vax. You have to call them anti-COVID vax.
Okay, well, I'm very sorry to anyone that's watching. So what about these anti-vaxxers?
No, but this guy, yeah, you're very right. He was comparing it to segregation.
Yeah. Which
is also, just like the Holocaust, you can't do.
No.
This isn't, look, this is really simple.
Oh my God.
Segregation was based on something you couldn't change. You were discriminated in society simply because of the color of your skin.
Same thing with the Holocaust.
Same thing with the Holocaust. This is where you originate from.
It's literally your race.
It's your race. You are Jewish because of your heritage. Concentration camp. Or, in the case of segregation, you can't use this bathroom, you can't sit on this bus, you can't come into this shop, you are subhuman.
You can't use this water fountain.
You can't use this water fountain. We don't like you. Things that person or those people couldn't change. Guess what? You don't like being discriminated against because you're anti this vaccine. Get vaccinated. Done. Solution over.
Yeah. Like, it's easy to change.
Easy to change.
It's easier to change. Like, it's actually easier to change being discriminated against.
Yeah, which you're not.
Well, which you're not. Like,
Because it's a choice. You can't be discriminated over something that's a choice.
Like, if you really don't want to get the COVID vaccine because you don't trust it, you don't think it's safe, blah, 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 whatever, that's fine. You're a dickhead, but okay. But, like, if you're going to then whinge and moan when you go, oh, well, I can't come here.
We can't serve you because you're not proving your vaccine.
You know, you're not proving this. You're not double vax. We can't do this because this is the guidelines we've been given out. If you go and bitch and moan about that afterwards, I have absolutely no sympathy for you.
None. Zero.
Because it's stupid. It's stupid.
And we've both had people in our lives that have got the vaccine and had a little freak out because of some side effects that can be caused by the vaccine that aren't nice. But even then, the people will say this is dismissive. Most cases of the inflammation of the heart that have popped up from the Pfizer vaccine go away.
Yeah, exactly.
And are not sustained because the vaccine is kicked out of your body within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It delivers its payload and then it's discarded. Sometimes, while that payload's being delivered and what the mRNA, if it's Pfizer or Moderna, what that's sitting in, can cause heart inflammation. But then once your body has moved on from that, goes away. That is in most cases.
Well, I mean, it was the same because we had a friend. I won't say their name because I don't know if they'd want me to disclose it. But we had a friend that had to be taken to hospital. Because of that symptom, the inflammation of the heart from the second dose, and within they spent 2 days in hospital and then they were fine. They were fine. I checked in with them the other day. They're fine.
They're fine.
So, like, it's not a long term. It's a short term thing.
It's a short term thing. It's not a good short term thing.
No, it's
not. But again, the actual reported and investigated caseload is 1 in 100,000. Again, far more likely to get COVID.
But see, the funniest thing about it is that anti-COVID vaxxers will go, well, I'm not going to get it because of the side effects. And it's all about the side effects. Okay, but
do you know what the side effect to COVID is, Tom?
What?
Death.
Yeah. No, but that wasn't...
And even the people that don't die...
That wasn't the point I was going to make.
40 to 60 people that get... I'll let you make your point in a second, but I want to hammer... Okay, you make your point first.
I don't make my point now.
Yes, okay.
You can make your shitty point after. So people say, oh, it's about the side effects. Oh, I don't want to get the side effects. No, the side effects are too dangerous. But these people will go out and get the flu vaccine. And the flu vaccine actually does make you feel unwell.
Yeah, because it gives you the flu.
It gives you the flu. So you get flu-like symptoms. That is a side effect of the flu vaccine.
And the side effects of the COVID vaccine are... the symptoms
the flu-like symptoms.
No, for COVID, it's the COVID-like symptoms. Yeah. They're the side effects of the COVID vaccine.
Not all of that.
You can develop... you develop the fever. You can develop the...
You can, but not in every case.
No. But that's your body fighting the virus. And we'll probably experience more of those side effects with our second jab.
Yeah, with our second dose. Which is why I've got my second dose on a Saturday rather than during the week when it originally was.
Anyway... I think we've said it.
It's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
It's stupid.
So we're gonna move on to our main thing,
to our topic.
And I think Tom is a bit removed from this, so it'll be good as I lay down.
Well, I'm not as far removed as you think I am.
Oh, okay.
But some of the things that you will bring up in this topic.
I done fucked up, guys.
Yeah. No, some of the things that you do bring up in this topic I haven't seen.
Right.
I haven't experienced, but there are some things I may be able to chime in. But I'll let you take the lead.
Anyway, so this week I want to talk about a phenomenon.
Okay.
In the culture war, which is a great buzzword from the right side of politics, even though I hate the left and the right. It's so stupid. Anyway, most people that sit on the right side love to use the culture war, and one of the parts of the culture war that they don't like and they love to continuously talk about is cancel culture.
Yes.
So this week we actually had some pretty hefty cancel culture goings-ons. And of course, a lot of these reactionaries that sit over that side of the fence, of course, were in absolute disdain for both of these events. I'll first just bring up the one that is just kind of something that happened. A sports presenter on ESPN was doing a podcast that they do. So, like, if you're a presenter on ESPN, you usually also have a companion podcast that you release when you're not presenting. So, like, say each sport and each set of presenters, they have an ongoing daily podcast.
Yeah.
Just how ESPN makes content.
Just because, whatever.
And basically, during this podcast, this presenter mentioned that COVID mandates are disgusting and they shouldn't be done. Now, in the United States, there is no federal COVID mandate, just like in Australia and every other country.
Yeah.
The federal government, well, actually, no, there might be some federal governments that are mandating it. But in the United States, where she lives, there is no federal mandate.
Yeah.
The feds are looking into having OSHA somehow require COVID vaccines, which would kind of be a federal mandate, but not so much, as OSHA requires vaccinations for teachers in school, requires the flu vaccine every year for nurses and doctors, etc. So OSHA has done it for decades. They just add COVID to that.
Just a little side note here as well, because because where I work at the moment, because that's around, I have to go into hospitals and, nursing homes and people's homes and stuff like that. It's actually a requirement for me as a delivery driver to have my flu vaccine.
Oh, okay. So you gonna go get it? Oh, no.
I've already got it.
When did you get it?
I got it on Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was probably feeling a bit dog shit on Thursday.
Hang on. Just a little sidestep.
Yeah.
Did you ask how that works with the COVID vaccine?
Yeah, so I can't have the vaccines. I have to wait a week between vaccines.
Okay.
So I got my COVID, and then 2 weeks later, well, one day less than 2 weeks later, I got my flu, and then I don't have my second dose until the 6th of November. So I've spaced it out quite well.
Okay. Anyway, back on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
So, no federal mandate.
Yeah.
So, sure, if you were calling the federal government disgusting for mandating it, but they're not. So, what she was talking about is in the United States, there are plenty of companies that are requiring it.
Yeah.
One of those big proponents is Disney. Disney is requiring all of their employees, which includes every cast member for the Disney parks.
Yeah.
Every employee at Disney, including every crew member that works on a Disney film.
Would that be the same for actors as well?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Pretty sure.
pretty much anyone who works
from now on, there are plenty of Disney movies that are currently filming where you didn't have to be.
Yep.
But I think from now on, yes, to work on a Disney movie, acting or crew, you have to be vaccinated. If you want to work at a Disney park, you have to be vaccinated.
Now, is this
links in...
Is this double vax, though?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
This links in because ESPN is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
So when one of your employees, because she's now been suspended from work, she's been suspended. And a lot of people on the internet were going, oh, you shouldn't be, she's being cancelled because she has a different opinion. She doesn't like the mandates, la 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 la, ESPN woke, you guys suck. And then I'm sitting there while this is happening all week going, she said companies that are mandating the vaccine are disgusting.
And she works for one of them.
And she works for one of them.
She works for ESPN, which is owned by Disney.
Her own employer disgusting. Of course you're going to get suspended. At minimum, you'd get suspended.
The only person that is allowed to shit talk their employer and get away with it is John Oliver. 'Cause he does it with AT&T all the time.
He does. And they probably won't own Warner Brothers for much longer.
But AT&T take it really well.
But AT&T do take it really well because I think AT&T knows that they're dodgy.
Just satire.
But I also think they know that they're dodgy.
Yeah.
So they're like,
AT&T, please sponsor.
It's a US company.
We can be sponsored by US companies.
It would make no sense. AT&T doesn't offer any services in this country.
AT&T presents Jack and Tom Save the World. I like
Anyway,
the sound of it.
so all of those reactionaries are ranting about this ESPN host that's been suspended because she said her employer was disgusting.
Because she was being a little bit silly.
Yes. It's like if I took out a camera and I went on Instagram Live and I said, okay, this is satire. So if my employer hears this,
Oh my God.
this is a joke. It's like, Foodlet was Foodlet in Adelaide. Okay, it's shit. Satire. Okay, I
Not
don't.
as good as Pasadena, but
I love my work buds. Okay, you guys, we're all great. I love it. But if I said that and I posted it online, and one of the owners or the store manager saw that and brought it to the owners, I'd probably get fired. As I'm casual,
yeah.
I would probably be fired. It's like you cannot have an employee shit talking the company.
And then what would happen is that you would, because I don't believe you would never do that because
No.
you're not that stupid.
I'm not that stupid.
You're stupid, but not that stupid.
I'm not that stupid.
And but you would get fired, and you would look back and you'd go, "Yeah, right, fair enough."
Yeah, fair enough.
Because that was a fucking stupid thing to do.
And this has been a thing for ages. It's literally been a thing. When you go for a job, take down all the weird shit on your Facebook. Take it all down. Don't look bad. And don't post stuff on your Facebook that your employer may not like. Like how you now work for mobility services, mainly for the elderly and the disabled. If you then post on your Facebook, oh, I hate old people and I wish they would all die, your employer might go,
that was also satire.
Yes, it's
have
all
never
satire.
said that. I love old people.
your employer might go, that's not right.
That's not what we because I'm working with those people.
Exactly. So
She's working with these people. Like,
it's just, it's
not okay. That is not considered. I don't consider that to be cancel culture.
That is no, but people are claiming that it
people
is
are claiming
cancel
it is
culture.
because they will latch onto anything that happens when someone expresses an opinion and gets penalized for it. Everyone jumps on saying they've been cancelled. You know, ESPN is woke and shit like that. And it's like, no, like.
Well, how do you feel about cancel culture? Such as, you can bring up an example like Kevin Hart, who was going to host the Oscars, and then some people dug through his Twitter and found some homophobic jokes. So they dug those up, they brought them forward, and Kevin Hart went, okay, no hosty of the Oscars for Kevin, okay? I stepped down. Goodbye. I said some bad things. It was stupid. Goodbye. Do you agree? That's an example of cancel culture.
Yeah.
Do you agree with it?
Okay.
Do you think people should be held accountable?
Okay. Did he actually get stopped from hosting the Oscars, or did
I don't actually think the Academy ever came out and said Kevin Hart is no longer hosting.
Or did he just
He
say?
felt pressure from the internet to
Yeah.
no longer host the Oscars.
Okay.
That's just one of the prime examples of cancel culture.
This may ruffle some feathers, and it's probably a little bit controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. And maybe you agree, maybe you don't. We'll have a back and forth if you don't. I believe that people do dumb shit.
Yes.
But if you're looking I think there was some comedian or something, maybe it was Kevin Hart or someone else. There was some comedian that, is really they're really, like out there with the community and stuff like that, like they're very, people focused and all of that. And then someone's gone back and found like a stand-up routine from like 20 years ago where they've said, I can't actually remember what the comments were, but there was some comments there that weren't great. And then the internet's got a hold of it and gone, oh, blah, 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 we should cancel them and cancel blah, blah, blah. And this comedian, who I cannot remember for the life of me, came out and went, yeah, I said some dumb shit back then. I've grown, but I have also grown from that. And I have grown as a person. And those things, I know, because the thing is, people are allowed to change their opinions.
Yes.
And people are allowed to grow personally.
Yes.
I don't think that we should be looking into people's pasts and picking these little things out just to cancel them. I feel like if someone came out in 2021 and, and said that, and still said something, like all the TERFs out there, the people that are like, oh, I recognize
I'm a
trans
radical feminist. I believe feminists are better than men, and I believe that trans women are valid, but they're not women. Ha 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 ha. TERF.
Yeah, and someone comes out and says that, and they get labeled a TERF.
Yeah.
Now, what do you like? How is that? Like, obviously, yes, because that happened. Say, that happened 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So that's a recent opinion that they have.
Yes.
If someone said that 20 years ago, when the thinking behind, all of that stuff in the LGBTQI plus community was all different, if someone now comes up and goes, okay, I was wrong back then, I've changed, I've learnt, I've grown, and here's my view now, and it's more in line with what society thinks, why do we need to bring up stuff from people's pasts to just drag the name through the mud?
I don't like being cancelled, people being cancelled for stuff they said previously. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So,
you're
preaching to the choir.
There's differences though, because people can say they can say homophobic or transphobic or racist things in the past, and I would probably say.
But there is, in saying that, there is stuff I wish some people would get cancelled for. I'm looking at you, Mark Wahlberg. You know what you did?
What did Mark Wahlberg do?
He beat up a black guy on a plane.
Okay.
And called him the N-word.
That was going to be my next point, though. Because the thing is, when you say stuff, like, if you say stuff a long time ago, and then, you've got, like, a long period where you've learnt from that, and you've grown from that, and you are actually a better person, I don't think cancel culture is... I think that's where cancel culture goes wrong. I think where cancel culture has it right is those person's actions, regardless of what's happened. Because if someone went out, and say, and there's been heaps of this, take, this is going to be a really bad example. I'm very tired. Take Jeffrey Epstein, for example.
No, let's not.
No, but just take him. He did some horrible shit, some really horrible shit. Now, if he was still alive, that's the first point, and he had gone, okay, I've done some bad shit in my past, but, I've changed, I've turned around, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Doesn't matter. You trafficked underage
I'm like,
girls.
No, Jeffrey, you don't get to
You built an underage sex island.
You don't just get to just come back into society and be like,
Prince
I'm
Andrew
normal
is
now.
trying to do.
Prince Andrew, exactly.
Prince Andrew is trying to do it currently, and he's been barred by the Queen from re-entering public life.
He's been very bad at it, though.
He's
horrible. He's a horrible person. Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew, Donald Trump, all of them, the fucking scums of the earth. They're the ones. I think Jeffrey Epstein's already been cancelled, and so is Prince Andrew.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He was so cancelled, he died. He got so cancelled that the Clintons snuck into his prison cell and killed him. I don't know how.
No, he committed suicide.
Well, no, I don't think he committed suicide, but I
don't think he did either. But
there was nothing in his... Oh, okay, now we're going into conspiracy. No. I'm just going to say this really quickly for the Jeffrey Epstein people that are going to go, oh, but he didn't commit suicide. I agree. All the evidence for his suicide makes it just look wrong, but I'm not going to then sit here and go, oh, it was Bill Clinton. It was Donald Trump.
No, because Bill Clinton did some shady shit, but some really shady shit. Impeachment now on binge. But
shady shit.
But
is that the nickname for Monica Lewinsky's? Oh,
yes.
I can't say that. I can't say that on here. People listen to this. I can't say that.
I know. I think I know what you're going to say. And I'm so glad you didn't.
You knew where I was going.
We would have been bleeping that out. But no, it's those kind of people that I believe, yes, cancel culture, that's what we should use it for. We should use it for people's actions rather than people's long forgotten, 2-decade-old words.
Right.
Which but I say it, if they have shown substantial growth.
Remorse.
Yeah, remorse for their actions or for their words, and remorse. But the thing is, like, if you go out and abuse a child or abuse a woman, you know, in a physical or sexual manner,
Yes.
then no, I don't personally think that you are exempt from cancel culture. I don't think any.
So Harvey Weinstein in one of his court cases said that he was cancelled by the internet, by the Me Too movement,
because he has been.
and
Didn't
he
wasn't
expected
that what started it?
Well, it's what started Me Too.
Yeah.
He expected, I think, to try and get the reactionary, right-wing people on his side to go, oh, I was cancelled. And then the reactionaries would come in and go, I don't know.
No, not Harvey.
Not that Harvey Weinstein's a good person, because he's not. But that it was the internet's fault for him. Well, the right-wing was already against Me Too.
Yeah.
Because it's cancel culture, according to them.
Yeah.
It's like you're bringing up something from the past that you could have brought up in the past, but you're bringing it up now because it's popular to do so. So you're just partaking in cancel culture.
Yeah. But I think it's just what really shits me to tears.
Yes.
Is when it is what we were talking about before.
Wait, you shit tears?
Yes. No, shits me to tears. That's not saying I shit. You know what? Shut up. I'm done with you interjecting now. But no,
Rude.
What really pisses me off.
Rude.
What really pisses me off is when people go out, like, you know, like, take Kevin Hart, for example.
Yes.
Kevin Hart said some shit that he probably shouldn't have.
It was just some homophobic jokes.
Some homophobic jokes from what, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Or something like that. It was like 10 years ago. Now he's come out now. I don't think I've heard him say I know for a fact he's very accepting of the LGBTQI plus community.
I don't even. It was just an example of cancel culture.
No. But that's what I'm saying. I'm using your example to make another point. Is that people just go, all right, I'm going to dredge this thing from the bottom. I'm going to get him cancelled. He's going to lose his career and stuff like that, blah, 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 because he said some homophobic jokes.
I don't know why the internet decided to go against Kevin Hart for the homophobic
tweets. Jokes.
The homophobic tweet jokes.
Yeah.
Because there are examples where the motive by the counsellor was clear, like when a pretty popular, or at the time popular, Republican pundit got James Gunn cancelled, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad, and successfully got him fired from Guardians 3 because he was vocally anti-Trump.
Yeah.
So this Republican went, I'm going to go dig up James Gunn's really, really out there, gross out, like, humour from back in 2010. And, of course, Disney at the time was going through a merger, so they couldn't have any bad press with any of their directors. So they fired him. They eventually brought him back, though, once that merger was finished. But that Republican got exactly what they wanted. The pundits and the people that say they hate cancel culture seem to also partake in it.
Yeah, they do.
When it suits them.
Yeah, because it's only when it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
When it's because the thing is, a lot of people getting cancelled at the moment are probably the same people that those Republican pundits and things actually relate to and talk to and share views with. So then they believe that when someone is cancelled because of something else, they're like, well, that's unfair because they're just voicing an opinion. Like, they can have an opinion, it's fine.
Funnily enough, one of the big cancel things that's going around at the moment is Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yes.
Now, Dave Chappelle is, I don't know, maybe you could plonk him in a populist position in terms of politics. He makes fun of people on the right, and he makes fun of people on the left. He makes fun of black people. He makes fun of white people. He makes fun of LGBTQ. He makes fun of trans people, right? He does it all. Yeah. That's Dave Chappelle's shtick, right? And I used to love the Chappelle show. It was great.
Yeah.
And almost all of his specials on Netflix are also really great.
Yeah,
including this new one.
I like Dave Chappelle.
I actually think this new one is a good special. It's funny, right?
Yeah.
But some people have had a very negative reaction to the latest Dave Chappelle comedy special. And I have said, I don't think I've said to Tom in the past, but I know in myself, I don't want to be part of the joke police because I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like running around and telling people, oh, you can't joke about that. But what I do say is if you are going to joke about something and somebody doesn't like it, suck a big one. If you make a joke about someone and someone gets angry or says that's distasteful or says you shouldn't joke about that, that's going to happen. Someone's going to be offended. Of course, there are other comedians that go, I'll be offended, nothing happens. But
Legit, good quote. An actual quote from an Australian comedian.
But but that happens, right? You're going to have your fans that are going to let you tell the outrageous jokes, but you're going to have people that don't like your jokes.
Yeah.
In the case of Dave Chappelle, funnily enough, a few of those reactionaries I keep talking about hated his previous Netflix special because it was woke.
The previous 5.
No, this was just the past one that came out before the closer.
Yeah.
It was just that specific one.
Well, sorry, just a little side note is that I actually saw a thing posted by, I'm very vague right now. Saw a thing posted by somebody on YouTube saying that there are people that have hated Dave Chappelle's specials from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they would every special he brings out.
Yeah.
They hate it, and they go on the internet and they go, I hate it, I fucking hate Dave Chappelle, like I don't like Dave Chappelle. And the guy...
Because he's like Ricky Gervais, he's a very not an outrage, and I wouldn't say it's an outrage-fueled comedian, because I don't think he wants people to be angry at him, but he's a, what is the word that you would use when you joke about something that you don't usually joke about? Is it a,
You've hijacked my point again. Anyway, while Jack's thinking about that, I'll make my other point. No, what they've been trying to do is that every single Dave Chappelle special, they've been trying to get it... they've pretty much gone, I hate Dave Chappelle. I hate him. He's shit. I hate him. His jokes aren't funny. He's very... he's outrageous, blah, blah, blah. And this guy literally just turned around on YouTube and went... You've been trying to get him cancelled for 6... This is the 6th special. And you're still trying to get him cancelled. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Sure.
And that's the thing. Like, I could say that about a lot of comedians. Because there will be people who hate Jimmy Carr. Because, like, Jimmy Carr is, like... He is outrageous. He's crude. He's vulgar. But he is. If you watch any of his specials...
No, I know. I'm trying to still think of that word, and I can't. It's escaped me.
He's quite inappropriate. I like Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, because
he's fucking hilarious. So I will watch Jimmy Carr specials. But if someone watches a Jimmy Carr special and goes, I don't really like Jimmy Carr that much, cool. So don't watch Jimmy Carr. Like,
so this then it does go back. So I brought up Dave Chappelle because he is currently again being cancelled. This time from the trans community. Now I've watched the special and. By the way, he makes fun of everybody in this. This Dave Chappelle. Yeah. He literally makes fun of himself. He makes fun of other black people. He makes fun of white people. He makes fun of LGBTQ.
All of the people that you stated before.
He literally... Oh, I did state that before, didn't I?
I like how you said that he makes fun of LGBTQI plus people and trans people.
I do feel like in all of...
Why are you talking over...
Because I'm trying to think and keep my train of thought, and you talking is distracting.
Because I was
Tom.
asking... I was saying something. I was pointing something out.
I said LGBTQ and trans.
And then trans.
Yeah.
LGBTQI.
Anyway... In a lot of his previous specials, I have felt that he has kind of stayed away from the trans community. He's made jokes about the LGBTQ as a whole, but has kind of avoided trans. Now, in this one, he's basically come out, and Tom and I had a discussion about this before, and he basically proclaimed that he's Team TERF, and that he believes that biological gender is a thing, and that it's fact.
Yeah.
Now, again, pretty much everyone in the trans community and myself disagree with that. I don't believe gender is a fact. I believe gender is a spectrum and you can float on that spectrum wherever you are. That's how we have men, women, femboys, anybody, non-binary. It's all free-flowing, and it doesn't really matter, gender. And I had a discussion with Tom about biology recently, and yes, biology is fact. You can't change chromosomes. Trans people don't argue that, and the problem with TERFs is, and by Dave Chappelle proclaiming his team TERF, is the mainstay of TERF ideology is that trans people are not the gender that they assign to. They're like a subgender. So they're not men or women. They're trans men and trans women.
Yeah.
They're men that present as women, or they're women that present as men. That's the main TERF ideology, is they're not the gender they specify as. They're trans.
He's saying that they're not because
by saying
they're not
he's
biologically.
By saying he's team TERF, that's the TERF ideology.
Yeah.
He believes that biological gender is superior to whatever you present as a trans person, which has pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Now, all of the reactionaries, which I bring up again, have said, "Oh no, this was a really great Dave Chappelle's special because it wasn't woke. He was making fun of everyone. It was great." And then, of course, you have a lot of people on the more progressive side of politics that are upset at Dave Chappelle and want him cancelled and are staging walkouts at Netflix and stuff like that. And that's why I wanted to bring up Dave Chappelle, because he's currently getting cancelled.
Okay, so what... Okay, can I ask?
Yes.
Because I haven't watched the special.
No, okay. You haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched it yet. I probably will
I had to watch it to figure out what the friggity frack was going on.
But you've watched the special.
Yeah.
From your perspective, after all we've spoken about cancel culture, what do you... I'm just going to ask for a yes or no answer. Do you believe that Dave Chappelle, for his comments about being Team TERF, should be cancelled?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I don't believe that Dave Chappelle's racist. I don't believe that Dave Chappelle's homophobic. But I do believe now that he's transphobic. And again, transphobia doesn't mean you hate trans people.
Yeah.
Transphobia means that you don't value that person as much as other people simply because of the gender that they choose to identify as.
See, I always... and this is a little bit of a weird plot... not plot line. We're not in a fucking movie.
We are in a film.
This is a film. No, but like, it's a little bit of a weird spin, because I just thought about it then, and I'm like... Every other use of the word phobia is to describe a fear.
Sure.
Like, you've got like arachnophobia and,
sure.
Other phobias. My brain is not working.
Okay.
But like, you've got all of that, and like an arachnophobia, fear of spiders.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I think it's not aquaphobia, which is a fear of water, but I'm just going to call it that for now. But when you say homophobia and transphobia, it's not that you're scared. You're not actually scared of homosexuals or transgender people. It's just that you are not tolerant towards them.
But when you speak of the other phobias, don't most people who have arachnophobia or aquaphobia, they usually say, "Oh, I hate spiders."
Yeah.
Because they are scared of the spiders, so then they hate them.
But transphobia is the one that really gets me, because if you're homophobic...
You hate gay people.
You hate gay people. But if you're transphobic, you don't necessarily have to hate trans people. You just don't acknowledge that they are valid.
Well, no, this is the thing. This is the problem with TERFs and their transphobia, is they say they're valid as trans people, but they're not valid as the gender they want to identify as.
Yeah.
The quote-unquote from J.K. Rowling is, trans women are valid, but they're not women. They're not real women.
They're not real women.
That's what kickstarted... Well, she is the original TERF, basically.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, she...
And she's transphobic. She denies that she's transphobic, but like her 2,500 word manifesto about how trans ideology is somehow polluting the plight of the real woman, it's an absolutely ludicrous read, is what kickstarted this blend of transphobia.
then
Before it was just like, oh, you're a man that dresses like a woman. I don't like that. It makes me feel sexually threatened, so I'm going to beat you up. That was like classic transphobia.
Same as classic racism.
Add classic homophobia.
And classic homophobia.
It's like,
as well.
oh, you're out and proud with your sexuality. I'm not, so I'm going to take it out on you. Going to beat you up.
Well, no. Actually, a little bit, but no. Because it's
an example of homophobia.
An example. The other example is that you're out and there's someone who is out and proud about their sexuality. I don't agree with your I don't agree with how you live your life, and I don't like the way you live. So I'm going to cause physical harm to you.
Yeah.
For no other reason but the fact that I don't like your choices.
But we've now moved on from that kind of breed of racism, transphobia, homophobia to the more complicated rubbish.
But that would be like you eating boysenberry ice cream.
Why boysenberry?
No, but it's just really weird. I like boysenberry, by the way. But like it'd be like me eating boysenberry ice cream, and you come home and you see me on the couch eating a tub of boysenberry ice cream, and you look and you go, I fucking hate boysenberry. I'll beat you up.
It's exactly
like it's that stupid.
But then,
if you don't like it, don't do it.
But then with this stage that we've gotten to of homophobia and transphobia, I wouldn't say that to your face. I'd sit down and I'd say, look, I think boysenberry is a valid ice cream flavor, but it's not real ice cream. It's more of a sorbet. Like that's the argument that transphobic people make. It's more of a sorbet than an ice cream. You're right over there.
I completely forgot. I said the boysenberry thing, and then I forgot that I said something about boysenberry. And then I heard you say it. It was so weird. Oh.
It's like, hang on, I said boysenberry? I should have said caramel.
Should have said caramel or rainbow.
Rainbow, which is just lemonade with different colours.
No, it's caramel with different colours.
Oh, it's caramel with different colours.
Lemonade with different colours.
I don't know, sometimes it's lemonade.
Tastes an icy pale, bro.
Anyway, so we're kind of, anyway, Dave Chappelle, just, don't watch his shit if you don't like it, number one.
Okay, another follow-up question.
Well, okay.
Based on how you feel about Dave Chappelle now, will you watch, if he brings out another Netflix special,
well, apparently he's not doing specials anymore.
Okay, if in an ideal, or not an ideal universe, but another universe, or later on down the track, he brings out another special, will you watch it?
Probably not, because I don't want to support someone that's transphobic.
Fair enough. That's all I wanted to know. I haven't seen it. I don't have an opinion on it. So
yeah, and I only say that because of the specific language he used.
Yeah, I feel like I need to watch the special now to actually
because again, from all of his other specials and the Chappelle show, I never got through his jokes that he was homophobic or even racist against, say, white people.
Yeah,
I never got that. But from this special, I sincerely feel he's quite transphobic. So. Yeah. I'm not, if he brings out another one sometime on Netflix or another streaming platform, or he does another show, I'm not going to watch it.
And that is all we have time for today.
Oh, is it, Tom?
It actually is, but...
I'm going to go cry in the corner.
But before we go...
Oh, okay.
So we don't have any questions this week from the audience.
Come on, guys.
Come on. If you this needs to be interesting. Send us questions, send us topics, because We've been asking for topics, we don't have them, and now we talk about shit like this.
Yes.
It was a good discussion today, though. I did enjoy it.
Yes, I enjoyed it too.
But before we go, Jack, I have a question that I want you to answer. I've asked you a lot of questions, especially about Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
But I'm going to ask you this question.
Ask it.
Okay. You have 30 minutes...
Oh, for God's sake.
I said I wasn't going to, but I found this before. You have 30 minutes to spend $10,000... in one store.
Yeah.
What store are you going?
Sexy Land. I'm going to buy all the butt plugs. Oh my God. I'm going to buy all of
Why did I expect anything different from you?
No, okay. ignore that response, because if you're buying your toys from Sexyland, you can get them delivered. You don't need to go in store.
under 2 hours.
In under 2 hours.
Sexyland, please sponsor.
Sexyland, please sponsor.
Okay,
In reality, I would go probably to JB Hi-Fi and I'd buy new TVs, some Blu-rays, and shit like that. It'd be fun.
Just before I answer that question, I honestly reckon it would be the best thing if Sexyland did actually sponsor us.
I would have so much fun doing that mid-roll ad read.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes get horny? You need Sexyland. La 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 la. Sexyland. Sexyland. Sponsor us, please.
Please.
Anyway,
I'm
what's your
asking
response?
My response. Ooh. See, honestly, I'd probably go JB Hi-Fi as well, because there's so much shit that I would buy. But if I really had to think about it for a different answer to you, it wouldn't... Okay, does it have to be a physical store, or can it be an online store?
I don't know. You're the one that asked the question.
Okay. If I said it could be online stores as well, would you change your answer?
Nope.
No. Okay, my answer, it would be JB Hi-Fi for a physical store. For an online store, PC case gear. I need to upgrade my PC so I can start streaming.
Well, you could just say MSY then, although you probably wouldn't get out of MSY in under half an hour.
No, probably not. But if anyone does want to watch my streams,
No.
you can on Twitch.
No.
TTV
no, you
Giraffe.
can't. It's not up yet.
TTV Giraffe Man, Jack is one of my mods.
As his mod, his stream is not up yet.
It's not ready yet, but if you guys do want to go and subscribe, TTV Giraffe Man. TTV Giraffe Man on Twitch. You can go and look at it there, because that's always kind of fun.
And as it is fun.
As the shameless plug ends.
As the fun, this was fun.
This was fun.
So, because it was fun, we're gonna go.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It was so fun that we just have to end the show.
It was so fun. We both have to take a nap.
Yeah, we have to take a nap from how fun the show was. I just want to nail that into everyone's
That it was very fun.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was alright.
So I hope you guys have a good week. I hope Tom sleeps, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, have a good week.
Have a good week, everybody. Good night.